Program Citizens Voice. It's good to be here again, and I'm glad to know you are there. Of course, we were not here last week. We apologize, but it was not a fault. It was a deliberate act so that you can enjoy the World Cup. We know you love football, and it's really at that level. So we had to make way for that. But we are here today because there's no clash between our schedule and the football match. So it's good to be together again. Remember, it is your voice we want to hear. My name is Ambrose Ezewane. What we want to do is to give you an opportunity to speak up and speak out. Whatever is disturbing you, whatever is worrying you, whatever is not clear to you about your society, about your environment, about the nation, you are free to speak out here. What we intend is that those at the corridors of power will listen and do something. Just as we have noted in our previous program, some of the issues raised here have been addressed one way or the other, especially concerning the Cleaner Lagos project, clean up the environment. It's not yet perfect, but in some areas there are remarkable improvements in terms of constant evacuation of refuse. Some people have talked of roads. We've noticed some patchings here and there. That's interesting. That's encouraging. So we want you also to look around your environment, look around your society, wherever you live. What do you see happening? What is that that is so pleasing to you that you want to talk about it? What is that is unpleasant and you want to talk about it? Citizens Voice is here to do that for you. So it's up to you. Soon we'll display the numbers on the screen and you'll be free to call and air your views. So many things are happening in our country, even beyond, but we all have to concentrate on our country. We've talked of the killings in Plateau State and some other places. Disturbing. The government is talking about it. There are plans to reshuffle or reorganize security apparatus and so on and so forth. But meanwhile, we commiserate with those who lost their lives and the relations of those who lost their lives. Of course, we also talked of the unfortunate tanker inferno on the Tedela Bridge, where so many lives were lost, vehicles burned, and many injured. Unfortunate. And that led us to ask, would it be proper to restrict movement of such heavy vehicles, trucks, tankers, to a particular time in the day? Flashback, during the Fashola administration in Lagos, there was that move to restrict them to midnight. They were to travel from or move within Lagos as from midnight. And that's supposed, the intention was to restrict or reduce the rate of accidents on the road in the daytime. Now we're asking, should that be enforced? Should trucks and tanker drivers be restricted to moving at night so as to secure lives and reduce accidents? Take a listen.
The best thing they should do pertaining that truck is to ban every truck drivers not to be moving during the day. At least they should restrict them from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Once any time from that time, they should not move again, because they are really causing havoc, a lot of havoc here in Lagos. If you go through the bridge now, when you go into Apapa or you go through my true, you see truck parked everywhere. No way to move. You have your own vehicle, you see people trekking just to get to your destination, which is unfair. It's not right at all. Government should do something about that. Trucks should move by night, not during the day.
I'll be talking now, Abi.
Yes, you say your name, then you start.
Okay. I'm Cosmas Nwokeforo. So I think regarding what happened yesterday, the tanker explosion along Ibadan Expressway, I think it's uncalled for. It's something that is a catastrophe, a disaster that lives of human beings were lost and the properties got burnt. I think is something that ought not to have happened. So my suggestion is this, that the government should restrict these drivers, the tanker drivers, so that they will be applying in the night than the day, so that when through night there will be a lesser casualty, because people might have gone to the bed. I think that should be the best thing. So the government should look over it. Even the one these have been happening is reoccurrences, and there seems to be no solution to it. And government, after banning them, you see them going to still violating the rules and the stipulated law. So I think there should be an enforcement to these tankers. And we know that these tankers are the big men, not the poor men. So it's a corruption. So if the government have banned them and you see them keep on violating it, I think it's something that is not a good thing. It's something that is not a change. So we are in the regime of change. I think the change, the law enforcement should go and apprehend these the violators and prosecute them. And I believe that to that it should be a deterrent to other drivers so that they do not violate the law. Because if you look at this thing, it has been a countless issue. Remember the one that happened at Ojelago a few weeks ago. 3 people were lost. Yesterday, 9 people and counting. So I think it's not something that is important. I believe that the government should look over it and curtail their activities.
About the tanker issue yesterday, it's just a pity that our government is not doing anything about it. This thing has been happening for quite a while now. From Ojuelegba to my 2 own, now is the Ojodu beggar axis, claiming 10 lives, injuring like 6 people, and over 67 cars involved. It's just a pity. But we need our government to just hasten up and find a better solution to it. By restricting the movement of the tankers to night alone, the accident is getting too much. It's claiming more lives every day by day. We are appealing to them. They should find a lasting solution to it.
I'm a citizen of Lagos State. What I think about the issue concerning the tankers, trucks and the vehicle in Lagos State is that I think it's a matter of maybe trying to arrange for a better place where where the government can be putting, maybe telling the tanker drivers to be parking, as in if there is a body that can be placed down, maybe in order to be controlling their service on how they used to do on a daily basis in terms of when they are parking, instead of parking on the main road. So I think the government can do better, because government owns everything in this country, and the highest power is with them. So, and I think they should be able to see to it.
Do you think they should be restricted to moving by night or during the day?
I think moving by day will not be okay, because as you can see, the hold up everywhere, traffic jams everywhere, in the day. For a normal vehicle, it's there, and I think for them moving in the night will be the rightful time, and it will be a perfect solution.
Okay, the views of our citizens on the streets concerning tanker drivers and the big trucks. What time should they move, at least within Lagos? And it's like everybody feels they should move at night, as they tried to do years back in Lagos. Okay, that is just to reflect on what is happening, what has happened recently in our society. Again, we commiserate with those relations who had people lost in that incident. Right, that is not restricting you, by the way. We are not saying that is what you must discuss. Remember, this is an open forum. Whatever is on your mind is what you bring to us here. We want to hear you on that. But that's just one of the things disturbing us recently. So if you want to talk more about that, please feel free. If you have something else to discuss, feel free. The numbers are on the screen now. Just dial and tell us what's on your mind. Remember the rule, keep your language decent. No insultive words, no injurious words. That's all we ask for. and try to be as brief as possible so that others can also contribute. Okay, we're waiting for the first call now. Talking about plateau killings, one of the things you might want to talk about. People are still surprised. I think the latest information we have is that only one person has been arrested. Okay, Yinka is on the line. Citizen Yinka, welcome to our program. Hello, Yinka. No, we do not want to start with disappointments today. We want our calls to come through. Yinka, are you there? Hello, Yinka. Okay, this was to be our first caller from Sulere, but it's like the line is not going through. Is Yinka still on the line? Something must be wrong.
Citizen Voice.
Hello, is that Yinka?
Yes, Yinka.
Why did it take you so long? Okay, you're welcome. You are calling from Sulere.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You see what happened to those tanker, if we are to go to those tanker issues. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go on.
We have to go deeply. Not that we should just take it the way people are saying they should work in the night. We have to know the importance of the tanker in our society. The owner of the tanker, what is the provision of the government to those tankers, where they supposed to carry their cargo, where they're supposed to park. They are also human beings like us. You see, if we are to allow those tankers to work in the night, you can go and meet their chairman. Ask them what they are facing in the night. This thing that happened at Okedola Bridge the day before yesterday. If it is in the night, what do you think it will happen? Many people will be joining the queue, and we have the casualty more than this. If we are to allow those tankers to work in the night, if eventually those tankers head down before out of Lagos, the person will go to everybody's house in that area, and everywhere will be burned. So me, I'm not supporting them to work in the night. It's the government that they should take over all these things and make sure they do what they want, what they're supposed to do. And we like you people, you are trying. God will be assisting you people. Please call the federal government. What are they going to do on this tanker issue in Lagos State, in our road? If you are not tanker to work in the night, they are hijackers of cargo along Express Road or Bomoso Road. They normally collect their tanker from them and sanction their cargo. I would like you, if you can go deeply and take your investigation properly, you will see that what I'm saying, you will see part of the truth there. Me, I'm not supporting working the night. There is many casualties on the night. God will help us in this country.
Okay. Yinka, let me ask you before you go, if you had to suggest something to the government, what would you suggest? Yes. What would you suggest they do to reduce the
Thank you, my brother. This cargo, we should look what is the importance of them in this our society. They are coming to Apapa here to carry goods to the people in the society.
Yes.
Let them look for a place to park. Let government create a space for them to park. So, and they should know what time they should come. Let our system be working. If the Nigerian system is working, there won't be something like this. And at the same time, something is going on the media. There are some prophecy I think that people should not work in this. People should not work in this. We are just talking about the tanker. Let all the prophets pray against what they are seeing. God will assist us. God will help us.
Okay, thank you very much, Yinka. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, a citizen's voice. You are free to, speak out, speak up. Tell us what's on your mind. I would like also our contributions to be progressive, if you know what I mean. That is, if you identify a problem, it would be good to suggest a solution. Yes. so that those who take the decisions in the end will just weigh what you have contributed and see what can be done with it. If you talk of tanker drivers, now the issue we had nothing to do with where to park. The issue is not about parking space. The issue is accident on the road. So when you say let government do something, I wanted to hear what you are suggesting that government should do, because are you saying it's not that the tanker was overspeeding, so we're not talking about controlling speed limits. It's not that it was carrying more than what it should carry. No, it was an attempt to avoid more accidents that didn't happen, and then they didn't fell off. Hello, Dio. Citizen Dio. I'm wondering why it takes time for a caller to be connected, or is it that there's a hitch somewhere?
Hello?
Hello, Dio. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are calling from Sulere too?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear what's on your mind.
I just believe for only one thing, that our government should look for a better road network.
Should look for what?
A good road network. Road network.
Okay, good road network. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Because it is not only in Lagos we have this our port executive. We have here in Port Harcourt as well. So that they should look for other alternatives.
Okay.
Everybody is coming to Lagos to transact their business. Port Harcourt has another jurisdiction in which we can stand and help our business to grow.
Okay.
And in Lagos State now, right, the road network is bad.
Okay.
So the government should try and amend our road, both the federal road and state road, so that we should have a better green road network.
Okay.
Then our refineries should be also looked into, because every means of transportation of fuel from one location to other, we should look towards that end.
Okay.
So that our fueling will not be by road. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Then also we use this railway line something to transport our fuel. Then it's not working again now.
Okay.
So the government should also look towards this end. So all these things will contribute towards our successful in our nation. Okay. But when our government are there doing nothing, when disaster occurs, they will shout and they say they want to do some certain things. At the end of the day, no improvement. So I just want our government to try their responsible best in the road network, so that the business will be transacted freely.
Okay.
That is my own contribution.
All right. Good contribution, Citizen Dio. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Talked about the need to have good roads, the need to have refineries working, and of course use the rail. And if you ask me, well, if we take what we hear from government, and I believe we should, they're working on all these. The road network in Lagos, yes, that's a major issue. The city is densely populated, and the weight on the road is so much. We need good roads. We need good roads in Lagos. And I had the opportunity of talking with an FRSC official who was describing the topography of that very road where the thing happened. It's like I said, it's like a valley, then up again, and there should be warning signs there. Warning signs. We don't need to say that. There should be warning signs. Okay, Citizen Collins, how are you? Hello, Collins. Oh dear, it's like this is a standard for today. There must be a delay before the call goes through. I don't understand it. I don't understand. This is not how it's been happening before. Well, when you are ready, you speak up, and we'll hear you from there. I see you are calling from Ejibo. I don't know what's happening, but I see that you're on the line, but I can't hear anything. Well, so if we talk about good roads, smoothness is one thing, demarcation is another thing, you know, just as you have, but I know it will be difficult to carve out another lane just for trucks and heavy-duty vehicles. It might be very difficult, especially in Lagos, because they're trying to perfect that of the BRT now. And when that is done, to ask for another lane for tankers will be difficult. So I'm just thinking, is it enough to have smooth roads? Yes, it will help because you have less bumps, but I think, you know, level roads will be better, because if you see the nature of the road where this accident happened, you will see why the truck could not ascend. It was very difficult to ascend. That means it's climbing. And if it's too high for such heavy-duty vehicles, such things are bound to happen. But if it's a level ground, a level road, and it just moves smoothly, so that could be a challenge for the way forward in terms of construction of roads in Lagos and indeed in our cities. Hello, Julius. Hello, Citizen Julius.
Hello, my brother.
You're welcome to Citizen's Voice. You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I want to make contribution to what you're asking about the tanker drivers.
Okay.
Yes, if you ask me, there are a lot of things that are involved in this kind of driving. Mm-hmm. But there's so many people look at driving as if it is somebody who is in a vehicle that has every control of the vehicle. And if you look at the tires in Lagos here now, government and the road safety people, nobody go to Ichora and they see the fake tire being sold there to all the tanker drivers. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, and if you go to Ichora, they have a machine, they have everything to make old tires look like new one. Many a times you see these tires, they will burst and the driver cannot have control because they carry load. And another thing again is the way so many cars is always competing with all the trucks on the highway. They don't see it as if it's a truck that they can also even stand in the front. Because if you go in front of all the trailers and they mark brake, when before they match their own, they might run into you or avoiding you to have not to have multiple accidents. If they can now bust to this particular accident we had. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So if you ask me, the way every import, every government want to do, they bring it into Lagos. It's also contributing to all these multiple trucks and trailers everywhere in Lagos. There are other ports in Nigeria which Nigeria can develop, so that other goods can go there and Lagos can be free somehow.
Yeah.
So I would advise that those ports should be renovated and put into use, so that all this every trailer will not be coming to Lagos.
Okay.
And we talk about running trailer at night and instead of day. They cannot even solve the problem. Because in Lagos as it is, there is no night here. Most vehicles run from morning till the night till the morning. The only solution is to make rail. So before this time around, it was through rail that they used to transfer all these people to other states. The government can invest on this rail and make it quick, so that every fuel will go through rail instead of road. I think it will limit this type of accident. Okay. So I am not in support of the call Foreigner made when he said that the driver and the owner of the vehicle or whatever. All this thing is beyond their control. Anybody can have an accident. It might be the small car that causes the accident. And for a product like this one now, it carries fuel and they cause it to mayhem. So they cannot tell the driver or the owner of the vehicle. Yeah. It can happen to anybody. Yeah. So that's my contribution to it. God bless you. Okay,
Citizen Julius, thank you very much for that contribution from Olodi Apapa. Okay. We are moving on. This is Citizen's Voice, an opportunity for you to speak out and speak up, whatever it's on your mind, whatever. Remember, we're not restricting you to the tanker issue. We just use that as one of the things happening around us. So any other thing on your mind, please, any other thing on your mind, you're free to talk about it. I'm very much interested in cleaner Lagos because health is wealth. If we are healthy, if our environment is clean, then we are surer of a healthier life. So I'm worried. I would like to hear what it is like in your area. The cleanliness, the refuse, are they being removed? Are they being evacuated as expected? Or your area is filthy? The last time we were on this program, somebody complained bitterly of the filth in the Ikotu area. And we did go around there, and truly, Ikotu is filthy. All the major streets are lined up with refuse right at the middle. Some by the side. It's an eyesore, Ikotu area. We did visit there. As at yesterday, it was still the same position. It was still the same position. Really ugly sight, honestly. That's talking about Visionscape, please, or Loma, whoever is in charge. That area needs some visiting. I remember they also complained from Egbeda. We would like to hear from the person who spoke last time on the Egbeda area, telling us what it is like now. So don't restrict yourself to the tanker issue. Look at your environment, look at other things happening, power supply, the billing system, any change in your area. Is it better now? Whatever it is, please let us know so that those who are taking decisions, those who are governing us will also hear. Hello, Citizen Chino.
Hello, good afternoon.
You are welcome from Ebute Meta.
Oh, I've contributed to the talk of what you were telling about earlier. You see, the problem is that after the problem that happened now, they will clear those burnt cars. What is the damage caused to that road they are going to repair?
Okay.
You can see very clearly the accident after happened. About 2-3 weeks ago, before that accident, when you drive in that very road, you see the way the layer of the roads are very rough.
Okay.
For trailer to move on it. There is no way, if they have now done clearly and they did not do any portion of repair to that very incident place, we are still going to be having the same problems.
Okay.
You can believe that. The problem is that after all these problems have happened, they should go further. After clearing the whole place and the whatever has caused, and look into the damage of that level of that pond to that bridge. That is my own contribution.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, Citizen Shino, thank you very much. They need to look at that road and do something even after clearing the wreckage. That's a good point. That's a good point. I want to believe the engineers will take note of that and try to ascertain the damage done and then know what to do to remedy it. Okay. But let's also look at the way we drive, because the FRSC official I said I had the opportunity of speaking with mentioned that. He said people were, as it were, kissing their bumbles, so there was no room for escape. And that is a wrong driving habit. And I know there's supposed to be a distance between one car and the other. I think he said if your car is 7 feet long, for example, you are supposed to keep a distance of 21 feet. That is 3 times the size of your car, so that you could escape. Citizen Daniel, let's hear from you. You are calling from Bariga.
Hello, good morning, please.
You're welcome. Welcome to Citizen's Voice.
I have a few things to discuss. Let's start with the land use charge.
The land use charge?
Yes, please.
Okay. What about it?
My mother's house has been paying about 6,000 with the last 5 years. All of a sudden this year, they brought me 38,000 naira. And I asked people around me, they said the topic will rectify to fine. Up to now, it's not rectified, and I am not going to pay 37,000. For the last 5 years, it has been 6767, and I immediately I get paid. So that is one. If there's anyone inside, you can treat us back and we have to pay you. Then secondly, I posted on Facebook in respect of the confidence of Gaga. over 20 minutes before we even saw one FRAC man who even came there and was taking pictures of this inferno. So what I'm suggesting is if we have the money in this country, we are not putting our priorities right. Nothing stops us from having a helicopter, a chopper, position at the beginning of every expressway in this country. The salary of one senator will buy two choppers. You know, another salary of one among them will buy firefighting engines, heavy firefighting engines, at least two, position at every beginning of all the expressways in the country. Abuja, look at the new Abuja 10 million, it doesn't even have anything. So yes, it's big from here. You know, we really need to sit down in this country. If our lawmakers are not focused about what happens to the positive, then we will vote them out. You know, a whole lot of things happen in my mind. Let them consider this situation as very, very different. Thank you.
Thank you, Citizen Daniel. Thank you very much. Calling from Bariga. I think he raised the issue of land use charge. That you have to settle with the agency in charge. I don't have details of how that is configured, but I know it has to do with the size or worth of your property. So I'm not extensively in position to make objective comments about that. What I will advise is if you're not satisfied with the rate you are given, you have a right to go to the right agency or office and ask questions. How did this happen? And they will tell you, just as I went to the PHCN office to say, how come everybody in our compound has the same rates, the uniform rates? There's no way we all could use light at the same time at the same rate. And they explained their new way of charging or billing, which is not comfortable, which is not okay for many people, but at least they had an answer. So the same thing with your land use charge. If you're a property owner, it's good you go to the authorities and ask questions. It could be a mistake, you never can tell. So the best thing is to go to the people who sent that bill to you or the rate to you and iron it out, okay? Talking about driving and safety on our roads, as I was saying before, it's a rule we have neglected, and it's to our own detriment. Because the idea is nobody wants another vehicle to come in between. Everybody is struggling and running. And so we violate the rules that save us or that are meant to protect us. Citizen Sulaiman is on the line from Shomolu. Hello.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
It's about the tankers and trucks.
Okay, let's hear you quickly. Hello, Suleiman. Are you sure you...
My opinion is that the truck should be restricted.
Okay.
To be moving sight in the night.
Okay, okay. They shouldn't move in the daytime.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, all right. Thank you very much, Suleiman. Thank you. So, Citizen Sulaiman is suggesting that the trucks should be made to move at night. We cannot recall easily now how practicable it was under the Fashola administration, because it didn't last for too long, I know. Someone has argued that if you do that, you could also create artificial scarcity. You know, but another person argued no, that once the time is regular, they know when to come in, they know when to go out. Everything will work fine. There's nothing like scarcity. But it's for you to suggest so that those who are going to take decisions will take note. I hear that for the flyovers or the bridges in Lagos, they're trying to put barriers, you know, we call them barriers, you know, at the entrance, so that heavy trucks or heavy-duty vehicles do not take the bridge, but go down where there is such, just like Ojuelegba. So instead of going up, they will be made to go down. And that could save more lives, really, if all the heavy-duty trucks are made to go down, that supply the down road, instead of the bridge, instead of the flyover. So the question of falling off or things falling off from them will not arise anymore. Okay, that would be wonderful if it is done, and if it is done across all other places where you have such facilities up and down. Let the heavy ones, the ones that are vulnerable to these kind of things, go down, and let the lighter cars go up. I think that will help us a lot. But the willpower to do it is another thing. We are waiting to see how soon that of Joe Legba will be done, and maybe others too. Because this is the third time I remember, I start to be corrected. If we wait for the first time, second time, third time, lives are lost, are we going to keep on waiting for more lives to be lost? That's the issue. Hello, citizen Abayomi. Hello, Abayomi. Okay, I was talking about the distance. So we who use the roads, who drive, is it possible we go back to the standard, keep a distance between the vehicle in front of you, and the one behind you will also keep a distance, so that no matter what happens, you have enough space to maneuver. You have enough space to maneuver, and maneuvering is one of the key principles of good driving. You've got to anticipate and then maneuver. You see that something is likely to happen, and then you say, oh, before this happens, let me leave. There's the case of an eyewitness in this incident who came to somebody who was driving. He wound up, he was enjoying his AC, and when the tanker fell off, and he came to him and said, "Hello." Hello, how are you? Who is on the line, please? Hello? Okay, Abayomi from Bariga. Okay. From Bariga. All right.
My suggestion is that there is no tanker.
Yes?
My suggestion is that there are those tankers to move in the night.
Okay.
And not in the day. Because the situation that happened at Bega is very, very too much. And I will suggest that the government to find a solution to the system. Because I hear there are more than 54 cars born. And some children, when they come from school, I swear, they're born. So God will help us in this our nation. So,
all right, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, trucks moving at night. If you ask me, moving at night and getting them to use, not to use the flyovers, I don't know which is safer and easier for us, but common sense tells me that it is safer to get them to use the roads down. That's where you have both, up and down. Where you don't have both, then it becomes a challenge. It becomes a challenge. Do we start constructing another road down? Because we're talking of lives. We're talking of lives. We're talking of avoidable accidents. Avoidable accidents. And if they are avoidable, then it means the action has to be there. Something has to be done. So the barricades, first of all, where it's applicable, like the Joe Legba Bridge, you have the down, you have the up. Get the trucks to use the down without a choice. So if you're a heavy vehicle, you must go down. You must take the down road. If you're a lighter vehicle, then you have the option of taking up. That's, to me, it's easier than constructing other roads where there are none for now. But where we have the two, can't we get the heavy trucks to use the road that is down instead of up? That automatically eliminates the chances of falling off, or what they are carrying falling off, or the tanker turning, the other way around, as this case of Otadola Bridge. If that if that vehicle or truck was moving on the down road, you won't have a case of the thing falling back or trying to fall back. No, because it's on a level ground altogether. Because the load there is massive. The load there is massive. So government, it's not rocket science. You don't need much to get that. But no, they might talk of federal road state road and so on and so forth. But we're talking of life first. And federal state, for now in Lagos, is the same government. So it's easier to dialogue and get it done. Citizen Joy, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
It's nice to hear a female voice on Citizen's Voice. You're welcome. So what's on your mind?
Okay, I would like to discuss about the trucks that are hiding our ways. I think getting them to work in the night still does not make any change. For every truck, every passenger could afford to buy a tanker. They should also afford to buy a water tanker. Advanced countries who have water tanker follow their petrol tankers in case of stuff like this. That's 1 minute. The water tankers would have actually done a lot saving lives on that day. So, and even in the night, in the day, if they are accompanying this water tanker, I think things wouldn't have gone on like this. So maybe it should be part of their rules and regulations or something that the water tanker must be allowed to follow every petrol tanker or so.
Okay.
That would be a long way.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's another suggestion. Thank you, Citizen Joy. A unique one. Let every tanker carrying such materials be accompanied by a water tanker. That's interesting. Though you've got to talk of cost. You've got to talk of cost. That means if you have 22 trucks carrying fuel, you've got to have 22 tankers accompanying them too. That's the implication, if I understand you. I don't know how many companies will be able to afford that. And for it to be effective, they must go, they must follow each other, which you cannot guarantee to on the roads. I don't know how that will work, but it does make some sense. It does make some sense. Maybe a kind of device, that, carrying water attached to the tanker, that will look more like it if you ask me, instead of two separate heavy vehicles moving together for the sake of safety. But that's a suggestion from Citizen Joy. Thank you very much for that suggestion. Okay. So remember again that we are not restricting you to the tanker issue. It's an open forum. Whatever you want to discuss, please do so. Don't be restricted. Don't say, oh, that's not the topic for discussion. There is no particular topic for discussion. I want you to understand that. But from time to time, we raise topics to jog your memory, let you know what's happening. As I said, we'd like to hear the situation around you concerning your environment. How clean is it now? Is Visionscape doing a lot? Are they working in your area, or Loma, whoever? Are the dirt still there? Is your environment filthy? That is very important for us, because we are lucky. If you look at the population of Lagos and then imagine an epidemic under a dirty environment, it will not be fun at all. That's why we are concerned about how clean our city is. Please look around you, report. What is it like in your area? Is Visionscape doing a lot? Is your environment clean as it should be? Let the authorities know through Citizens' Voice. Okay? The numbers are on your screen. We'll take a short break here, and we'll be back in a moment. Don't go away.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Herdsmen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use grass. If I call it use grass, I'm not to mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. So each shop they are 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Okay, welcome back. This is Citizens Voice. We're here every Saturday to give you a platform, give you the opportunity to speak up and speak out. People have been calling, talking about the accident we had experienced recently on the Tedola Bridge, where lives were lost, and we are trying to profile solutions. What can be done to avoid such accident? People have talked of the need for us to have good roads, smooth roads. They need to restrict movement of trucks, heavy-duty trucks tonight. And someone has just suggested making it compulsory for such trucks carrying such materials to be accompanied by another water tanker, so that if it spills, you have something to cool the effect. Okay? What is your own take? What's your own suggestion on anything at all, not just the tanker issue? Mrs. Benjamin, how are you? Hello, Mrs. Benjamin.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
You're calling from K2?
Program. Yes, I'm calling from K2.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, I enjoy your program, and I want to suggest based on what happened at Vega on Thursday. My little suggestion is that these tankers carry fuel. I suggest that they should load not in the they shouldn't move in the afternoon as well during the day. They should do it either midnight or early in the morning.
Okay.
So that this occurrence will not happen again.
Okay. All right. So they move in the night and not in the afternoon or morning. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Benjamin from K2. Thank you very much. Okay, we have roughly 3 minutes to go on today's program, so waiting for the last 2 calls. Yes, for today, what's on your mind? I have not heard anyone speak about the environment, cleanliness. How clean is your area? We would like to have feedbacks regularly on that project, because we need to get the authorities to do something better in that direction, so that we'll have a cleaner environment. So if you want to talk about that, you're welcome. We'll have less than 3 minutes. If you're not talking about it, but something else important to you, please let's do so quickly, because the time is ticking out for today. Okay? Good roads. Good roads, that's essential. Signs, although many drivers don't understand the signs you see on the road, that's another issue. Hello, Citizen Shola. Yes, Shola, we're listening. You're calling from Shomolu? Yeah.
The federal government knows what it's supposed to do, but they are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Where? In what area?
In civilized, hello?
In what area?
In civilized country, you will see all these trailers on the road. You're supposed to put their train road.
Okay.
So all these things will not be happening because of Dangote. They will not. They know the right thing to do, but they will not do it.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
The reason why this is happening that they kill the rain, because they know what they are doing. Look at the other people are dying now. So they know what they're supposed to do. Because of Dangote, there are those people that are using trailers. Let's call a spade a spade. A lot of people are dying. So that is my suggestion. Let's put trains on the road.
Okay, let's use the rail. Let's fix the rail so that we'll transport fuel through the rail system and not on the roads. That's a suggestion. I know the Minister of Works has talked about that many times. Need to construct the rails, make them functional again, so that a lot will be happening on the rail system and less on the roads. I think it's in the pipeline. How soon that will manifest is another question, but I can tell you that they're not silent on that. Well, meanwhile, until the rails are ready, we'll keep using the roads to distribute our fuel. That is the system. Major marketers, even the minor marketers, have their trucks everywhere. So how to manage the situation now is more important, even though we can suggest for the future. Hello, Citizen Okoli, you are the last person to call us today.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My thought is about this hardmen and Boko Haram. Government seems to be predicted this. They must be gone from citizens. Then where is the gun? Where are they getting their guns? The people operating this hardmen and killing people, innocent people. So the government should think about that. Let them return the guns, because let the people at least defend themselves a little bit. Thank you very much.
Okay, I don't know, are you saying the guns should be given, the arms withdrawn from the circulation should be given back to the citizens to defend themselves? I think that's what you are suggesting. Well, I don't know how that will work, because the feeling was that because many people have arms, you know, unregistered, unregulated, that's why we have crime in our society. So the idea was to withdraw it and reduce the crime. But from what we see, at least in that part of the country, it does not change much. Massive killings still going on. I think what disturbs Nigerians is that despite the incessant killings, arrests are not made. Arrests are not made. And there appears to be no clear-cut decision on the part of the security agencies. Now we hear of a reorganization of the agencies. We are waiting to see the kind of reorganization that will take place there, so as to address the situation on ground. But the killings must stop. The killings must stop. It's not fair. The government should not just be sympathizing, condoling with the victims. There must be action. I remember there was a case of a lady, forgotten who exactly now, that was kidnapped, and the president gave an order that within 24 hours, he wanted that woman, the wife of a very top government official, I remember, released, and it was done. The same police in this country fished out the woman from wherever she was kidnapped, and she was released. So why don't we have such orders? Arrest those who killed certain people in Plateau within 1 week, and let's see whether there will be no results. That's the kind of thing we are expecting. That's what we are expecting. We'll keep talking, we'll keep praying that things change in our country, because it's the only country we have. Thank you again for being part of today's show. We hope to be together again Saturday if the football match does not take precedence. I'm Ambrose Ezewani. Brighten up the face with some smiles, and if you see someone without any, give him one of yours. Bye-bye now.